Hello, and welcome to the Gimme podcast. It's me. It's a solo stream tonight. This is exciting, isn't it? So I think we're going to just take it slow and have a little bit of a relaxed one tonight. There won't be any Diva Dom. There won't be any Delicious Dan or Ants or no Andy tonight either, who's been my co-pilot in recent weeks. So SmackDown is just beginning. But before we get into it, let's have a little introduction from a guy we all miss, Big E.
This is Big E from the new day. Give me that whole yeah. Give it to me. I need it.
Yeah, right. Awesome. We are in. Who's in with us tonight? So we've got Michael. Says, hi, Sam. How are you? Hi, Michael. How are you? It's good to see you back. I think you were a little bit tired last time we were on. Normar is in as well. He's saying hi to Michael there. I think that was because I was a little bit late. I was fighting with BT Sport, so apologies for that. It's they've changed it now. It's kind of like TNT Sport or something weird, and it's kind of changed how it's working. So let's just having a little bit of a catch up about last week at the moment, and everyone knows how into this Usos and Roman story I am. So he's hugging Gimme before Solo hits the Samoan spike. So obviously this is going the Usos versus Roman and Solo. The bloodline is no more, I suppose, officially. You know, there's no coming back from that. The question now is Jey Uso going to pick his brother or pick the tribal chief? But I think we all know the money match here is Jey ultimately versus Roman, and a bit of a do-over from their feud that ended at Hell in a Cell when Roman choked out Jimmy, to bring Jey to heel. That's as far as I'm concerned, been the big story here for years, really. Never mind the Sami stuff, Sami Zayn or any of that. It's all been about Jey versus Roman for me for a very long time. So we're seeing Solo Sikoa's in the ring. Heyman's got a mic, which is always a good sign. Let's see what they're saying. Usos are straight out. They are not messing around tonight. Oh, no, it's Jey. It's just Jey. What's he going to do? Who's he going to talk to? Yeah, Michael's saying just Solo in the ring with Paul Heyman, of course. You've got to think something's building for Money in the Bank, which means some of the boys will hopefully be at. That'd be cool. And me, Dom, and Andy are hoping to get down there. The other side of the country for us, but the UK isn't huge. We can drive there in a few hours or get the train there, whatever. With all of us being based in the north, of course. Yeah, so I'm a little bit unwell tonight, guys. I've been a little bit unwell for about a week, but I'm thinking tonight we'll take it slow, like it's one of those radio shows where the DJ is just dead chilled out, playing chilled out music and that sort of thing. That's what I'm thinking. You know, radio, that thing that you used to listen to. For the younger members of the audience, radio is like podcasts, but on their schedule, not yours. I've stolen that joke from somewhere. I don't know where. Michael saying, are you going to All In? I sure am, mate. If there's a big wrestling event happening in the UK, I'm going to fight tooth and claw to be there. And I may not have a choice. I might have to be there in the press pit one way or another. So that's fine. It's okay. As it's becoming an increasingly important part of my job. But yeah, All In is a couple of months later. I'm already yawning. What is going on? I'm already yawning. See, this is why I need Dom or Andy here, because if I've got Dom or Andy here, they can keep me awake. They can talk to me. I don't normally start yawning until 2 a.m. Heyman. If I remember rightly, wasn't Heyman against the Usos for a while before he finally kind of relented, and like Don Callis was against the Young Bucks, being friendly with Kenny Omega for a while, wasn't he, on AEW? So the storyline is Heyman wants to protect his meal ticket, but it's like, surely a reconciliation between the Usos and Roman Reigns is the best way for that. Like, the bloodline is stronger together. They were stronger with Sammy, like they never stronger than when they had Sammy. He was the glue that held it all together. The master strategist and all that. So I feel like all Heyman's doing is ruining his meal ticket. So we've got Misfits in. He and I were just having a little bit of a giggle on Twitter a moment ago. Somebody else's expense, in a nice way. We weren't being mean. Io Sky is the leading candidate to win Women's Money in the Bank this year. I'm down for that. Especially if I'm there live. I actually can't wait to see Io's entrance on its own, like live. That'd be awesome. Huang's in. Hello, Huang. Nice to see you again. Michael's saying, off to a really good start. I hope Jay kicks Heyman. He doesn't take many bumps, does he? What else have we got? Huang's asking me, where is Dan and Anthony? Well, Huang, you've been here long enough to know. Dan does Monday Night Raw. Ant does AEW Dynamite. I do SmackDown. Obviously, I usually have Dom joining me, but he's a very busy man, our Lord and Master. But I also have Andy, who often joins me on a Friday as well from Wrestling Royalty. He returns to favour, and I join a lot of his podcasts as well. But tonight he's busy, so it's just me tonight, just me doing a solo stream. I actually don't do many solo streams because I think it's more fun to have someone to bounce off. But yeah, and occasionally pops his head in to the SmackDown stream to say hello sometimes, so that's often cool. We were hoping tonight to maybe one of us do SmackDown and one of us cover the Impact show. Impact Against All Odds show is happening tonight. I think it's happening right now, actually. So we were hoping to do that because we do good numbers when we do that. But it's one of the monthly specials. It's not a pay-per-view like Bound for Glory or Slammiversary, so we can be a little bit more relaxed about it. And Dom and I are actually going to do a stream tomorrow reviewing it. So I'm going to sleep after the stream, probably get up quite late, watch that, walk the dogs, go to the gym, do all my usual stuff. Then I'm going to sit down and watch that because I need it done by the time me and Don reconvene and talk Impact Wrestling. Because Impact Wrestling is a big favourite of ours. Give me a whole, yeah. Especially me and Dom, anyway. And Normar saying, I imagine Ant is out headbanger mode at the Download Festival. That's exactly where Anthony is right now. And fun fact, Anthony and Andy both went to a KISS conference. A conference, have you heard? Concert. Yeah, KISS conference with Gene Simmons there doing a PowerPoint presentation. No, a concert. And like, obviously, these are two guys who went to WrestleMania together, who talk often on our WhatsApp group because we have a Gimme a Whole Year hosts WhatsApp group. Obviously, we talk on there every day about something, even if it's just one of us making a rude joke. Still, no communication between them, and they ended up like next to each other at this show. And Andy was like, "Is that Ant? No, if that was Ant, I'd know." And he eventually had to kind of shuffle past him until Ant noticed him and was like, "Oh, Andy, what are you doing here?" So there you go. Yeah, so it might be co-hosts, but they didn't know they were going to the same gig, and they were both KISS fans. It's really tickled me this week, that. Mike saying, I saw OVE back in Impact. Might get me to watch it, even if I haven't watched Impact as much as I would like. Yeah, Michael, I'd recommend watching Impact every week, mate, if you can. The PR team will love me for saying this, but like if you get it on the YouTube, I pay a couple of quid every month to watch it on YouTube, and that gets me their monthly specials. It gets me their TV show, and it's like the price of a pint every month, so you don't feel it, you don't notice it. And it's just so cool. I can watch it on YouTube. I can watch it in bed on my iPad if Jess is watching her reality TV crap. I can watch it on the big TV downstairs. It's so cool. And yeah, well, it's not like OVE are back because I don't think one member of OVE we'll ever see again. But it was Jake Christ came back and kind of reformed a new version of OVE with Sami Callihan and Rich Swann. And this was a babyface OVE. And it was pretty cool. And what I know I'm going to be watching SmackDown, but what I will say about Impact Wrestling is they respect their continuity a lot more than WWE and AEW do sometimes. If two people have feuded on Impact, they won't just forget about it 2 weeks later or something. You'll always see it referred to. They'll have to address it. Like they went to great lengths to address the beef between Rich Swann and Sami Callihan. And they did it. They did it really, really well. Their brothers fight is basically the takeaway. But the fact that they did it shows they care about continuity. So I have to give Impact Wrestling props for that, because sometimes WWE, AEW will have people joining together because they're baby faces or they're heels, forgetting that they once had a blood feud over something, and that annoys me. Don't get me started on the QT Marshall wife after the bunny angle. Like, what was that? Or WWE do it all the time. So, yeah, props to Impact Wrestling for remembering that we remember. Misfit saying, what time to be alive? Okada, Bryan, Omega Ospreay, Punk, Kenta, all happening at the same show. I love pro wrestling. I know, Misfit. It's nice, isn't it? Because it is cool. It's really cool. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's going to be a great show. But I'm like, I feel a little bit like, because Forbidden Door was great last year, and I'm really happy they brought it back this year. But I'm like, I feel like it's a little bit Survivor Series-y in the way that everything else is forgotten about temporarily while they do this stuff. You know, it's not as bad as the Survivor Series. Survivor Series syndrome, I call it, where everybody forgets about what's going on in their feuds or what's going on in WWE, and they all just focus on the brand warfare, and it's just ridiculous. And it's probably why Triple H is trying to steer away from it. But I feel like that's exactly what's happening now in AEW. It's less so because they have done a much better job of layering these feuds, particularly the Okada, the Omega and Ospreay one. But I feel like unless they get on top of it and they're aware of it, every year Forbidden Door is going to be like the Survivor Series of AEW. And with Ring of Honor now under the umbrella as well, and an on-off partnership with Impact Wrestling, you know, if they were to ever to do some joint show every year between all of them or some of them, that only becomes more pronounced. So they've done an all right job of organically letting some of these feuds grow in the background. So they get props for that. But I still don't think it's been enough to, to escape Survivor Series syndrome. What's people saying? I don't think Paul Heyman deserves a handshake from Jey Uso. Me neither, Wang. I don't think he does. Michael saying, I saw Steve McLean. Don't know I spelled his name right. Stapled PCO's mouth. Steve Macklin. Yeah. Speaking of Steve Macklin, Michael, thank you for that. I get to do a plug now. I interviewed Steve Macklin a couple of days ago. And it's currently our featured interview on WrestleSphere. So get over to WrestleSphere after that and it's only about a 17-minute interview with me and Macklin, and we talk about a load of cool stuff. I asked him about his The Punisher gimmick and where that came from. Very respectfully, of course, because it suits him so well, that gimmick. I've always thought he even looks like the actor, is it John Berthel who plays Punisher. So it's just a match made in heaven. Yeah, he was great to talk to. Clearly a big Marvel Comics fan as well, which got over with me. And he's the current Impact World Champion right now. And I feel like we're talking about Impact more than SmackDown. Wang saying, I don't think Paul Heyman deserves a handshake from Jimmy. So, nope, either. Let's just see what Misfit's saying. If you had told me 7 months ago the Forbidden Door would feature Punk and Kenta, yeah, 100, like that alone is nuts, isn't it? That's a dream match. Yeah, Go to Sleep versus Go to Sleep. Okada Danielson's a dream match as well. That's something I wanted to see for years. Like I really want to see Danielson in the G1 Climax, to be honest. Omega Ospreay I've seen before, but I mean the last time we saw it, it was awesome. But the last time we saw it was a mixed blessing because it made me want more of that Omega. You know what I mean? The cleaner. I don't mean the guy who comes out with the stupid broom or the guy who does comedy bits. For in AEW, I don't feel like in AEW, for all the years it's now existed, we've ever had that Kenny Omega, the one that we all were blown away by. You know, when he was having his Okada matches. I feel like we've had a watered down sports entertainment version of Omega for years, and I really want that badass that we got then. You know, and Ospreay brought it out of him at Wrestle Kingdom. I think it was Wrestle Kingdom, wasn't it? So I'm really hoping. I've got high hopes for Forbidden Door based on that. But yeah, it's stupidly exciting. But I've got to admit, while we're talking AEW, I wasn't a massive fan of nearly anything about Double or Nothing. It was no disrespect to AEW. I think it was the worst pay-per-view they've ever put on, and I feel a bit bad I paid 20 quid for it, but I don't know. You know, it's weird as well because I'm excited for AEW again because they seem to have sorted out a lot of their BS with. I know there's still some BS going on backstage, but it's nice that everyone's back and everyone's got another chance. I'm really a supporter of that. I don't need everyone to be friends, but I want them all to be professional. And let's be honest, the money match anywhere in wrestling right now is Omega versus Punk at some point, or FTR versus the Bucks, but less so. And we have to see that eventually, because if we don't, they are leaving money on the table, regardless who you like and who you hate. They are leaving money on the table with that. And just to come back to SmackDown, we've got Mustafa Ali versus Santos Escobar. Loving Escobar's hair tonight. Loving it. Let's catch up on some of these comments. And Hassan, I see you, mate. I'll give you a vote now. Give me a second. I'll quickly do that. Okay. If Sassy was here as well, she'd tell me to do the banner, which I should do, and I will in a minute. But I'll do the vote for Hassan first, because that's the most important thing. If I can find my own stream. Yeah, so if you hear me sniffing or do anything gross tonight, guys, I'm very sorry, but I'm a little bit not well. I'm a bit poorly, so you have to put up with me, I'm afraid. Well, you don't. You can click off, but please don't. So start a poll. Who wins? Mustafa Ali put on an absolute clinic with Gunther, didn't he? At the what's it called? Night of Champions pay-per-view. It was brilliant. Mustafa Ali. You see me licking my lips in a weird way. I'm not a weirdo, but I am. But I've got dry lips, so I don't know what's going on. It's super hot in the UK at the moment. We're having a bit of a heat wave. And I'm here wearing a hoodie. It's got a bit cooler at night, but tomorrow it'll be about 30 degrees. We use a different system to you guys. I forget which one. There we go. Hassan, that poll is live, mate. I suppose I should do a banner as well. On now. versus Mustafa. There we go. We've got it on the ticker. That'll do. Michael says, Sam, have you been watching Ring of Honor? It's been pretty entertaining. I have been. I'm a week or so behind, though, Michael. I've had such a busy week with work that I'm a week or two behind. So I need to just go on a bit of a Ring of Honor binge and catch up. But I haven't taken a break deliberately from the Tony Khan stuff. I just haven't been able to catch up with it, and Double or Nothing put me off a bit. I'll just be back in 1 second, guys. Just 2 seconds. I'm back. There we go. Let's catch up with some comments. Misfit saying AW and Stardom are trying to find a way to get Stardom on Forbidden Door. I'm game for that. It's not the weekend yet. It's actually tomorrow. I don't know. Juan, for me, the weekend begins when I finish work on a Friday. For me, the weekend is Friday night to Sunday night. As far as I'm concerned, the weekend begins at Friday. As far as I'm concerned. They sound okay. SmackDown, AW, Impact Wrestling against the Lords tonight. You are going to be a busy man, mate. I'm only doing one of them, but I'll do the other two tomorrow, probably. If Asuka is WWE Women's Champion, what are they going to call Rhea? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, mate. I'm thinking how they're going to do all this. It's exciting. I feel like Triple H is kind of getting his own way a little bit more with the belts, which is only a good thing because, like, I know Vince is back and is running all the big decisions and stuff, but I feel like Triple H, this is still his era, and I still feel like it's mostly Triple H has booked it, but I can't deny Vince is showing up and rewriting stuff because we're hearing accurate reports and believable reports of that happening. So I just kind of hope, no disrespect to him, but Vince stays away, because let's not forget there's stuff hanging over him. And he did retire and unretired, and that's just a bit weird. Misfits got all the scoops tonight. I'm hearing Charlotte's getting involved with Asuka's title segment, so get ready to hate Charlotte again. The thing is, I don't hate Charlotte. I never have. I think she gets a lot of opportunities that are sometimes deserving of other people. I think that's a fair criticism. But she's legit, Charlotte. She's good in the ring. She's good on the mic. She's a good superstar. She's got the pedigree of her dad, and it's not like don't get me wrong. I'm sure, like, her dad being Ric Flair is part of why she's a wrestler, a big part of it. But it's not that she's one of these people who's just coasting on that. She's very good in her own right. She decided at some point in her life she wants to follow in her dad's footsteps. And out of all of her, obviously, one of them tragically died, but out of all of Ric Flair's kids, and a few of them have become wrestlers, she's the most successful and the best. She is Ric Flair's heir. Yeah, I've got a lot of time for Charlotte. I think the industry would be a lot worse off without her. Don't agree with every booking decision they make, though. I'll tell you that. I think they're going to do Charlotte beat Asuka and just do Bianca. And no, please don't do that. I need a break from Bianca. In fact, no, I don't need a break from Bianca. I need Bianca to turn heel. I need her to be the loudmouth she was in NXT. Let's have that for a bit. I'm sick of the whole dancing out to the ring, being the champion for the kids stuff. No, let's have an evil Bianca Belair. Let's have that for a bit. It'll be cool. I don't want it either, but it's WWE. Like they were teasing a heel turn, though, weren't they? A few weeks ago, they were teasing her. She was being a little bit more bitchy, and it works. It was pretty good. I'm just ready. I'm ready for that character now. I know they kind of want her to be the John Cena, but maybe they can make her the Roman Reigns. I think that's more interesting. Because everyone else wants Asuka versus Io. Well, here comes Vince to crush our dreams. Well, they do seem to be building it, don't they? With Io came out and her and Asuka shouted a load of Japanese at each other on the Grayson Waller's show. So I think they're building to it. I don't know if we're actually going to get it, but if they're doing that, hopefully we'll get it. I can't imagine it being a massive feud to end all feuds, but yeah, let's keep the faith. Now, Raw was fantastic this week. If it's changed things on Raw, it was a weird one. I thought it was a good wrestling show. I thought the fact that we had a couple of titles defended, like Gunther, defending his, and then the Seth versus Priest was great. Both of them are brilliant. So that from a wrestling perspective, it was really good. But I felt like it was a bit of a nothing show in many other ways. Santos won, yeah. Santos has won, so we're not getting Ali. See, I was kind of hoping it'd be Ali because he's hot off, his fight with Gunther, isn't he? Catch back up the comments. No more saying Bianca would do a good heel turn. Yeah, look how it worked out for Bayley. Yeah, exactly. Like, Bayley's was one I was curious about for years. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if she attacked her Bayley buddies? And then she actually did it. I was like, oh, wow. What does Joaquin Wilde look like? Looks like if Zorro marked your homework. Who do I choose to win? I kind of wanted Mustafa Ali to win. Oh, Sammy and Jay. Are we going to see? Let's be honest, these two guys want to be friends. They just want to be. It's still real to me, damn it. These two will ride again. Does look like, based on the ending of Raw, it's going to be Balor versus Rollins at Money in the Bank. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And I'm going to be there in person. And I can't... Misfit, if I could have booked a match, for me personally, it would have been that. So I'm really pleased about that. I'm pleased that Rollins is getting a good opponent. I'm pleased to see Balor in that, it's not technically the main event picture, is it? But it's a world championship. And I love that they're digging into the past between Rollins and Seth as well. That's great because those two are, they'll be doing that dance forever, won't they? There's so much history between them both, and they're good mates in real life, apparently. But I love how Seth is antagonizing Balor about the injury in the Universal Championship run. So I'm actually now rooting. I know I'm a big Balor mark. Everybody knows that. But I'm actually kind of rooting for Balor in that feud because Rollins came across quite heelish. And if you go back to that feud, Balor was the heel. No, sorry. Rollins was the heel and Balor was the babyface. There's no way Seth is losing so early, but I would love, this is just me, I would love it if Balor came out as the Demon and annihilated Seth and got that belt. I would love that. In London, it's not my hometown, but it's my home country. I'd be game for that. Sam, who do you want to win Money in the Bank match? I want LA Knight. Butch. See, I don't think it. I could see LA Knight winning it, but me and Andy Spores were discussing this the other day on his Wrestling Royalty show, and we were saying that they're teasing LA Knight so much that it's definitely not going to be him. And I don't know if Misfits heard this as well, but I'm hearing from a couple of places that Cody might be involved, but there might also be interference from maybe Brock Lesnar or Bronson Reed. So I don't know, but my heart kind of wants, I kind of want LA Knight to win it because I loved what they did with Austin Theory last year. I love how Theory, the threat of him, loomed over everything that Roman Reigns did. And it made Theory feel quite special. I enjoyed the fact that every time we had a big main event match, a Clash at the Castle or a SummerSlam, Austin came out and had a go and always came up short, but it added another exciting element to every main event. And it was funny to see how he was going to fail this time. What's he going to do? Who's going to reach out from the crowd and knock him out this week? I think the Usos took him out at SummerSlam, and then Brock destroyed him. And then at Clash at the Castle, it was the I forgot his bloody name. What's he called? I've even met him. I'm tired. I've forgotten him. You know who I mean? Gypsy King, boxer, recently retired, lives in Morecambe. Forgot his name. Tyson Fury. There we go. Got there in the end. I know people want LA Knight, but given it's Money in the Bank London, I'd give it to Pete Dunne. Yeah, but Pete Dunne's a Brummie. He's not from London. And I don't know if Pete Dunne is a big enough star to win Money in the Bank. Like, yeah, it'd get a bit of a pop from the from the London crowd. But just because he's British, that's not a good enough reason to do it, in my opinion. They've got a few British wrestlers. McIntyre would be a good choice. He's a British wrestler, like even further away from London than where Pete Dunne's from, because he's from Scotland and not England, technically. But no one knows what's going on with McIntyre. But if he was in the match, he'd be a choice. Oh, hell. I mean, imagine him holding that belt, that briefcase. Now that's a threat. I want a heel to win it, though. I want them to do something similar to what they did with Austin Theory. I don't want a babyface to win it because it's always boring when a babyface wins it. Sammy's on the show. Yes, they're introducing the new tag titles. Yeah, Sammy would be somebody who could win Money in the Bank. Oh, I think it's been great him having the tag team belts, but I feel like after Sami Zayn year, there should be something more he should have. Because since he's not been in the bloodline and he's got the belts, I kind of feel like it's all a bit meh now. I feel like Sami Zayn year's petered out a bit, Miz was really good this week. Yeah. He was almost a bit of an afterthought, wasn't he, though? Like more of a facilitator. It was funny seeing him get knocked out by Cody's cast. Do you know what they need to do, though, Norma? They need to stop this tiny balls thing now. I'm sick of it. It wasn't even funny then. It wasn't funny when they started doing it. Like, who is this for? Because I don't feel like it's appropriate for kids. And find me an adult who finds it funny. Like if someone as immature as me doesn't find it funny, it ain't funny. WWE, stop doing it. Hello, Catriana. Which isn't your actual name, but I'm going to keep calling it you because that's what you're down as. I come here for a super duper surprise. So you've got the surprise, or do you think we've got a surprise? Because the only surprise I've got tonight is surprise. I'm not as tired as I usually am. I'm still pretty tired. But I've got a cheap Red Bull, which isn't an actual Red Bull. They've just nicked the branding to drink in a bit. I'll keep it going. I've heard Cody's thrown, but not to win it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense for him to win it, does it? I feel like it'd be giving him too much. I need, like, fast forward to Mania or fast forward to wherever the hell. He's going to get that opportunity anyway, so he doesn't really need Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank should build up another star, possibly a heel who the crowd enjoy. Like, I don't know, LA Knight. So Austin Theory versus Jey Uso, though, tonight. Oh, I'm game for that. So are the Usos baby faces yet, do we feel? Are we I don't think they've cemented a turn yet, have they? They've certainly feeling more that way. But they still feel a bit tweenery for me. I think someone from the UK is winning men's Money in the Bank. There's also the women's one to consider. Is Alba Fire, Isla Dawn. Oh, Dom, you should have watched it, mate. You love these two. Fairly sure there's an interview with Isla Dawn on Gimme a Hole, yeah. One of the ones we haven't moved over to Restsphere. Who else though, Misfit? Who else in the UK could they put it on? Like, I see what you're saying with Pete Dunne, but is he there yet? You know, because I'm a Brit and I'm happy for an American or whatever to win it. I just am. I want it to be back in the United States a week later. So, from a long-term perspective, that suits me. So I think who else it could be. Who have we got from these Fair Isles on the roster? Tyson Fury. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, I got there in the end. Yeah, they gave it to Baron Corbin. Yeah, just saying. Yeah, that was the worst, wasn't it? Because at the time, he had a bit of momentum. Do you remember we just couldn't get a shot of him? He was on our screens like constantly. But it's like, yeah, that was one of the worst runs ever, wasn't it? That I get that they might need to do that once or twice to keep it hard to predict. Like they can't do the heist of the century every year, can they? Like that was a one-off, but that's the thing I want to see, something like that. I don't even need them to succeed with Money in the Bank. I just need it to be a good story. I just need it to be entertaining, you know? But they're gonna do Sammy KO versus Imperium at Money in the Bank. Ooh. Now that I'll pay good money to see. Stomps all over the world. Do you think they'll put the title on Jay tonight? Nah, it'd be cool, but I don't know if that's too much of a big deal to happen just on a little episode of SmackDown. I feel like that. I don't know, because I'm loving Theory's reign. And they do need to build Jay up, but I think it might dilute him if he chases the big belt like Roman's got. I think him holding a mid-card title might dilute that. I don't know. It'd be an interesting decision. It's not one I considered before. It kind of come out of nowhere if they did. I won't be in this kind of Red Bull. Cheap Red Bull. Red Thunder, apparently. Do you remember when Red Bull came out and it had like a sea of imitators? I think they all kind of, only Monster's the one that's kind of Gatorade, I suppose. Mountain Dew. A bit different though, aren't they? In the UK, we had something called Red Rooster, which is phenomenal because you could get it in like massive balls. It's the second one I've had, so a bit risky. There's some tension between Priest and Balor this week. Priest said that he didn't need Finn. Yeah, I got that as well. I felt Priest was very babyface this week as well on Raw. A lot more than and Seth. Anyway, not Seth. The Balor to a point, a little bit. But I felt like Judgment Day. We're getting a tribute to the Iron Sheik. There's so many tributes I want to do, but they all involve swearing. He often gave me a giggle on Twitter, especially his things about Hulk Hogan. Just to put him over a little bit as well. I mean, when we lost Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, last year, I actually found his his little tribute to the Green Ranger quite so really nice. Like, you know, we love you forever, Bubba. Rest in peace. I thought that was really sweet. So it's sad that he's now gone himself. Yeah, just out of all the tributes to Jason David Franks, I thought the Iron Sheiks was the nicest. Sergeant Slaughter. I didn't realize he was as old as he was. You know, actually, I thought he was in robust health. I still don't know how the Sheik died, but he was getting on. They also gave it to Otis. I had therapy to get rid of that misfit. They were putting meat in it. What were they doing? But back then he was over, though, wasn't he? That's what it was. But you give Money in the Bank to somebody to because they're championship material. You don't give it to your comedy act because he caught it accidentally. AJ should have got that. And that's that stupid match where they were pretending to throw each other off the building. That was the worst. Like, they killed off Rey Mysterio in that match, then brought him back a week later. Oh my God, the pandemic era was so bad. Yes, unifying the women's tag titles. About goddamn time. Since AW's in the UK, they should have a Grado show up. So you guys are big Grado fans, aren't you? See, I've never been into him. Not like, you know, and I'm an ICW fan, and I'm saying that. I appreciate he's a talented guy and he's entertaining. It's time for my surprise. Well, don't keep us waiting. I was under the impression it was the men's tag team titles. Man, you should be drinking some water. I've already had a load today. I went to the gym. Water's not going to keep me awake till 3 a.m. Catriana. It'll keep me hydrated. It's lovely for my skin. It's great for my muscles. Ain't going to keep me awake. This, however. Can I get a vote, please? I'll think about it. Yeah, you can. Give me a sec. I don't actually know what the match we're getting is yet, so as soon as I do, we will. I did know, but again, it's late. I'm tired. Io Sky, future champ. That's something we all want to know, Catriana. So whenever you're ready. I love the way the Iron Sheik always called Okerlund Gene Mean. Yeah. I am here with Seth freaking Rollins. What do you mean? Because I'm fairly sure Seth Rollins is at home with his wife and kid. Unless you're at like a house show or something. I don't know. But they're not going to put on a house show to compete with SmackDown, are they? Although they've done it before. I'm interested to know what you mean by that. I might get to interview him actually at Money in the Bank because I'll be at the press events before it. I vote for Michin. Well, you'll be able to do it properly in a minute, mate. Just give me a minute. Someone tell me who the match is. I haven't been paying attention. I've been a bad host. But I'm having more fun talking to you guys and watching this. Although it's not been a bad episode so far. You have a lovely singing voice, Catriana. But we're all waiting for you to tell us what you mean. I hate it when Seth Rollins refers to that as a song because it's not a song. It's just a series of woo. It's a tune, not a song. And it's true. You can get the audience at a wrestling event to do anything you want if it's something like that. It is catchy. I'll give him that. And I sang it at WrestleMania, so I can't say anything. I forget the name of the new tag team that fought Ronda and Shayna. But that turned out to be a good match. Yeah, it did. And I watched it staring through my phone as well. It was actually quite good. Blimey, the adverts, commercials. I've seen a qualifying match, Matt Riddle versus Damian Priest. Seen that match before and it was good. Saw it in NXT. I don't know if we've ever seen it on the main roster. Probably have. Sam, what games have you been playing? Well, Diablo 4, Diablo 4, Diablo 4, and Diablo 4. That's it. Might get to do some Final Fantasy 16 before it comes out. That'd be cool. I was gonna review it, but I'm not anymore because Diablo 4 has been a very, very commanding task. So I've been sticking to that rather than doing anything else. But it's been massive. I've had to play through Diablo 4 twice, which is okay. It's all good. You can read my review for Diablo 4, by the way, on Deserto.com. Right, so I'm just going to do Hassan's vote. Ooh, you were neck and neck with Mustafa Ali and Santos Escobar before, guys. That's cool. So, the Michin, I forget. I feel like they change it every week. They can't just decide on one, so she's both. Ian versus Bayley. I think Bayley wins by chicanery. Do the banner as well. See, Sassy's not here to tell me off. Sassy, get well soon. I know you're not feeling very well, so do get well soon. Ian. Bayley. Go into the comments and catch up. Catriana, I'm starting to think there is no surprise. That's what I'm starting to think. I throw down the gauntlet to you. I'm wondering if the friction between Priest and Balor, setting up Priest leaving the Judgment Day. I think you're right, Norma. I think they've got to do something now, haven't they? I think both of them are destined for face turns at some point. They feuded before, haven't they? Or was it a feud in NXT, or was it just more of a professional rivalry? I think it was, rather than a feud. But they had a great match at NXT in your house, I think it was. I would love it and hate it at the same time. Yeah, me too, because it's like, they're going to put on a classic, and it'd be a good feud, regardless of who's the face and who's the heel. But it would split them up. Although, as much as I'm a massive Finn Balor fan, I'm a big Priest fan too, I've never felt that he's a good fit for that stable. I know they're trying to recreate the early Bullet Club stuff, But they should have done that with the Balor Club or whatever. And what is going on here? Oh, it's Scarlett. Bayley advances to Money in the Bank. And carrying crosses and attacking AJ Styles. I'm into it. Because AJ's not very happy that Mia Yim lost. Of course, they're stablemates now. It's nice to see carrying cross. It's also very nice to see Scarlett. Mia Yim's going to get you for that, Scarlett. When she's busy caressing AJ's head. You should have a surprise every week like Tony Khan does. Shazam. Oh, Tony Khan. Tony Khan. I have so much thanks for him for creating AEW and giving us lots of great more wrestling to watch. But yeah, he's so memeable, isn't he? Do you remember back in the day? And why is Bianca dressed like a French maid? No, she's not. It looked like she was from the. Well, that gave you an insight into me. I'm joking. It doesn't at all. Yeah, Tony Khan. I mean, I've got an announcement to make an announcement, and that'll be my announcement. Yeah, it is becoming a little bit of a parody of itself at this point. Maybe just make an announcement and don't like tell everybody you're making an announcement to make an announcement. It is funny though. Oh yeah, so it is. Yeah, she's changed her look a little bit. Yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit critical of Bianca Belair. I'll clarify that I do think she's an amazing talent. I think she's great at what she does. I just find her a bit dull as a babyface. That's all. My surprise is I might get you all a dream match of the history, and that match is. I feel like this gimmick is dying a slow, painful death, Catriona. Yes, hair is different. I don't know if any of you can hear this. I can hear my dog snoring from the other room. Insanely loud. I don't know which one of them it is. More adverts and commercials. Yeah. She needs to turn heel, cut her hair short, total makeover like Bayley did. I agree. I think if she chops off that braid, that's her symbolically saying, right, this is done. It's gone. Can't see me spinning it now, can you? I've chopped it off. Nah. Well, does it make more sense to have a heel chop that off? And then for her to go a little bit evil as a result? You know what I mean? Or some kind of gimmick where her power is in her hair, like, is it Samson in the Lion's Den? I'm no Christian, so I'm just trying to get my Bible stories right. Samson gets his hair chopped off, and no, it's Daniel in the Lion's Den. I'm confusing two stories. Daniel in the Lion's Den. Samson is the guy who's strong until he loses his hair. I was mixing up two different stories. I've read it, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, maybe Bianca could be like that. She gets her hair chopped off, and I don't know. I think only a small amount of people would understand that. I think it could work. But yeah, she needs to turn heel, one way or another. Tony Khan, I have an announcement. This is going to change AEW forever, and I will announce it next week. And then I will announce where I'm going to make said announcement. So look forward to my announcement telling you when. I remember he cut one of those. Delilah cut Samson's hair. Thank you, Norma. I live a very secular life, but I am relatively educated. God, my dog is snoring loudly. I think it's my Labrador, Loki. I really hope they don't have Bayley cost Io later tonight. See, I sort of hope they do, because I like the idea of them two fighting. You know what I mean? I think that is the money match, turning Io babyface and setting her up against Bayley, breaking up Damage Control. And they can't really have Damage Control now, can they? Because they're missing the third member. So now they're just a duo. And this is wrestling, and duos don't last forever. One always turns on the other, usually. Turned him from Wardlow to Danhausen. Danhausen is freakishly tall, though, isn't it? Have you ever actually, he looks dead little, and because he carries himself like this and does all this Renfield stuff. But, I mean, you actually see him, and he's quite tall. Yeah, that's a point. Yeah, I know what you mean. But I do feel like that's where they're going, and AJ's still annoyed. It's been a while now, AJ. And she only blew red dust in your face. Come on. Black Liger, Blue Liger, Red Liger, and a League of Ligers versus Undisputed Era, who will win for AAA Trios Tag Championships. And if you don't like it, then I'm out of surprises. Oh, dear. Oh, here we go. We're getting the belt. Yeah, Andy weighs 300 pounds and is from somewhere far away. And you're not allowed to swear because his money sack will get empty. You read into that what you will. Here we go. We're getting a nice new shiny new belt, so this is cool. Oh, yeah, you shouldn't have got excited about this. Like, Roman's new belt reminds me of the time Daniel Bryan got it and kind of made it like a cool hemp kind of style. I actually really liked that belt. And I love how in that feud, the guy trying to be sustainable and save the planet was the bad guy. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just so WWE run by Republicans. You know what I mean? I get Daniel Bryan was going too far and was an overbearing bore and a bully. I get all that, but the fact that if you try and do good, you're a bad guy is obviously that's it's because he was being overbearing, I suppose. But it was still a little bit of an uncomfortable feud. I love Asuka's new theme song. Yeah, I like it too, but I also love her old one. Oh, here we go. You all right, Misfit? Here comes Queenie. So she's getting that belt. If she's getting that belt, then is anything going to happen with Rhea Ripley's, presumably? Because you can't have one being this one is now this one, and the other one is now is the Raw one, because that's just weird. Either that it's Raw and SmackDown, or it's you do it like you do with the men's. One's the heavyweight, one's the WWE one that's been absorbing all the other belts for the past 50 years. Charlotte versus Asuka. I'd see that again anytime. Although in New Orleans in WrestleMania 34, I'm still of the view that Asuka should have won that match and kept her streak going for a lot longer. It does seem that way. But maybe there's another way. Michael's happy about it. Woo! I can't woo too loud. I don't want to wake Jess up. She's up at like 5 a.m. to go to work. So I get in bed sometimes as she's getting out. It's hilarious. Not in the script, mate. Not in the script. Don't like it when we say script, do we? Do they? If you haven't seen it, by the way, folks, go and watch the South Park episode about wrestling. Really funny, and you'll find it quite uncomfortable viewing as a wrestling fan. But it's a really good analysis of. It's a bit mean towards wrestling fans at times, but it's quite funny in how they do it. See, I've got my dog snoring on one side and my cat meowing to get in. But he can come in later, because if I let him in now, all he's going to do is run upstairs and wake my wife up. So I'll let him in when I am done here. It was Bayley who won, Huang. And I should really stop the banner because that match isn't on anymore. Catriona saying it's all about the boom, Adam Cole, bro. When you say all about the boom, bro, be like, for real, like, why Cole, why bro, all about that boom. Oh, is it that the lyrics? I love Adam Cole. He's great. It's kind of a shame Undisputed Era didn't go to the main roster, but we're kind of seeing another version of it in AEW, so it's all good. And I think every wrestler owes it to... Oh, she's trying to miss the Queen. I think every wrestler owes it to themselves to have a run in WWE and AEW and see what fits them best. I think. Obviously, some are defo WWE only people and some are defo AEW only people, but I do like the idea of everybody trying and seeing where they fit. Asuka's only been champion for a week and they already take the title off her. Not yet. No one's sang yet. She hasn't... 1, 2, 3 hasn't hit the mat. We'll see, though. I know what you mean. I'm trying to think how they could get out of this, but we'll see. Unless I missed something and she's already lost the title in that segment while I was busy talking. Hello again, Huang. Back once again like the Renegade Master, but without the ill behaviour. I'm joking, that's a song. Beat him up, Jay. That'll annoy the tribal chief. Oh, Michael, I like it. I just thought the ending for SmackDown solo costs Jay the match. Ooh. I'm here for bloodline drama. That's why I'm here. It's what I want to see. Oh, no, Catriona. No. I don't want Ryback anywhere near wrestling. I don't want to say anything mean about Ryback. No disrespect to him, but I feel like he needs to take a break from Twitter. And I can't see any major wrestling company employing him. I think he's said too much and done too much. I think he needs a holiday, and he needs his family, and he needs his friends. I think that's what he needs. Because sometimes I see him tweeting things, and I feel bad for the guy. And all the stuff at Booker T this week, it's just been awkward to read and see. I don't think I follow him anymore. I don't know. I think he needs to be far away from wrestling and focus on him. The only way I accept this crap with Charlotte is they do a triple threat and Asuka retains. Yep, I'm game for that. Yeah, I agree with you. Call Roman Reigns. Oh, no. Get some brawling brute action. Well, you saw that Gimme Uso did to Roman Reigns already, right? Yeah, I think he means Solo will cost him the match. As the Bloodline taking revenge on the Usos. Wang, that's combative. This is what we've said in the past we don't want. Michael, what has seen, I think you might have understood what Michael was saying. He's not under any obligation to pass anyone's tests. We're not doing combative language or combative questions to people here. And Michael, you don't need to respond either, mate. Just you do you, dude. We all know you watched and you know what's going on. And you know what? And even if you didn't, that's cool as well. There is not a test at the end. I certainly hope not, because I'm not going to get full marks. Can I get a vote, please? Yes. Let me just see what the match is, Hassan, and I will do that for you, mate. I've hardly played any 2K this year. My dog is snoring like a wildebeest. Calling it the women's undisputed champion, even though it's just, yeah, I know. I agree. I think when it comes to Triple H, though, Misfit, I do trust the vision. You know what I mean? I do trust the guy. I just don't trust his father-in-law at all. And I feel like we've got sense on one side and madness on the other, and they're just like smacking each other like Punch and Judy. Can we have your dog join the stream one day? We actually have, Michael. Finley, my little dog, has jumped up a couple of times, and he's kind of like popped his head in, and one of my cats has done it as well. Loki, though, the one doing all the snoring, if you look on Twitter, you can see all of my dogs. I put them over quite frequently, but Loki is I don't think we get him on stream. He's getting on in years. He's 11 years old and he's happy sleeping on the sofa. He's the one snoring right now. He's got the best life. He just loves it. He loves going out. He goes out on his walks, eats his food and sleeps and has cuddles. Tomorrow I'll be lying on the couch recovering from this late night and I'll be just covered in animals. Some of the pictures I put on Twitter will make you laugh. That's a very good question. Who's the dog? Who's the dog? Well, there's 3 that exist around this house, in the periphery of this house. There's my dog, Loki, my black Labrador, who I've had since I was a young man and a single man. And, when I lived alone, I had Loki. Then we've got Finley, who is my wife's little Sheltie, her baby, her pride and joy, because we haven't got any children yet. Hopefully, we will have in the near future. So Loki is my dog. Finley is Jess's dog. But we also spend a lot of time with my mum's German Shepherd, Max, and we walk him and play with him a lot as well. Is your dog named after Fit Finley? Now, here you go. This is a good question, that, Norma, because from my point of view, yeah, kinda. But Jess's favourite wrestler is is Finn Balor. So she called him Finley after Finn Balor. But because I'm a wrestling guy, a lot of people think it's after Fit Finley. But it's kind of both of them. And if, in all honesty, Finn Balor, Irish wrestler, I think Finn is probably a tribute to Fit Finley as well in many ways. In fact, I think he said it is. So, yeah, but I think she named that dog. And we like the idea if we had a son, we might call it Finley, because Jess is actually from Irish ancestry. So Finley was always in the conversation, but then when she got a dog, she had to call it Finley. So there we are. Fit Finley has a little kid called Hornswoggle. He certainly does. In kayfabe. Here's Pete Dunne. I refuse to call him Butch. Road Dog's the dog. I thought Roman Reigns was the big dog, although they haven't used that. Oh, Carmelo Hayes is here. Good trick. Oh, that's awesome. What's he doing here? Not that I'm against it. It's cool seeing him. I love Carmelo Hayes. Superb. Here's Baron Corbin. I love Loki as a name. He's my favorite villain. Well, in truth, and I love mythology. I actually didn't. I am a big Marvel Comics guy, and I have been for years. But I actually named him because he was such a mischievous puppy, and I thought he's not the god of mischief; he's the dog of mischief. That was my thinking. Because God in reverse, D-O-G, G-O-D is God in reverse is dog, and vice versa. So I kind of like that. And I thought it was a cool name. Although these days, nearly everywhere I go, someone's got a dog called Loki. I did it in 2012, so I am the OG. Well, Loki is the OG. Hassan, I'm going to do your vote, mate. I've just realised I've not done it yet, so I'm going to do it now. Bayley won the last poll, by the way, guys. Start a poll. Baron Corbin. I'm not writing Butch. I refuse. Even if I meet him at Money in the Bank, I'm not going to call him Butch. I'm going to say, hi, Pete. Dom will probably tell me off, and he'll be right. Right, it's live, guys, and I'm going to do the banner and then forget to take it down. So Pete Dunne, who doesn't have any other names. Baron Corbin. I have a feeling this match is only going to last a minute. By the time I click this, it'll be off. Yeah. He's going to pin him, isn't he? He's going to pin him. Oh, no. Hayes costing Corbin. Oh, I hope so. But why is he here? Are they doing a Carmelo Hayes doing a bit of a main roster feud? Because I'm not being funny. NXT's been gutted of talent recently. They've all gone to the main roster. There's only a few left. Hayes needs challenges, Oh, he's feuding with Corbin on NXT. Of course he is. Oh, of course, because he attacked him after the pay-per-view. Yeah, of course. I'm behind. I've seen that, but I'm behind on NXT episodes, so I need I need to have a weekend just catching up on all the wrestling I've missed, including Ring of Honor and AEW. I need to get up to date with Impact as well, actually. I'm an episode behind on that, and I need to get up to date on that before I watch Under Siege against all odds tomorrow morning. See, I'm glad you're here, Misfit. I need to catch up. I've been so busy with work. Writing guides for Diablo 4 and such. Interviewing wrestlers. And then writing up said interview with wrestlers. See, I have a love-hate relationship with NXT at the moment. I don't know. I had a great time at the Stand and Deliver show in LA. That was awesome. The women's ladder match was, I think, my favourite match from One Mania. But I was quite close to the ring as well, so I could, I felt every bump. It was awesome. Yeah. Oh, trick. Yeah, here comes Mello. You can't jump the rail and punch someone. You get banned for life. Like that silly kid who attacked Rollins. Butch is going to destroy Baron Corbin. It looks like he did finally. Certainly schoolboyed him. I have to do something. That sounds ominous. Oh, about goddamn time. Bobby Lashley. What the hell's he been? I think WWE is a better place with Lashley. Did I even put that banner on? I don't think I did. Or did I take it off? I don't know. Can't remember. Maybe I need another Red Bull. Yeah, see, I like the idea of Lashley going after Theory and getting that belt back. I'm game for that. See, I love it, Misfit, when WWE do qualifying matches for stuff. I don't think they do it enough. It's like they sometimes do it and then they forget to do it again. Well, they forget, and then they do it out of nowhere. I feel like if they were consistent with it, it'd make a lot more sense. But AEW even tried doing the whole ranking system, and I know they still do, but does anybody care about it? Does it mean anything? No, of course it doesn't. Yeah, now that I agree with. I want to see Butch come out of the O2 as the Bruiserweight and win Money in the Bank. Now, I don't think I don't want to see him win Money in the Bank because I just don't think he's over enough. But yeah, I can see him doing it. But yeah, I totally want him to return to the Bruiserweight gimmick. Like the budget Peaky Blinder gimmick has just not worked. I get Peaky Blinders was hot at the time, and he's from Birmingham, so it's like, oh, let's make him a Peaky Blinder. But you already had a superb gimmick for Pete Dunne. He's the guy who twists you and bends your fingers and tortures you until he wears you down. He's the Bruiserweight. He's this little pit bull of a guy. We've already had a Butch in WWE. We sadly don't have him anymore. But one of the Bushwhackers, and it just doesn't suit him. It never did. It's just awful. Get rid of it. Bring him back, Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight. Yeah, Lashley versus Bray never happened. Hopefully we'll get that match. I agree. I actually really wanted to see it. I wanted to see that. I didn't even need it to be fantastic, but I did want to see it. I've always wanted to see Brock versus Bray, but we get screwed out of it every time we think they're going to do it. Like that Survivor Series, that time they should have done it. But they didn't know how to protect either guy. They couldn't have either guy lose, so they didn't do it. I forgot what they did. I know they had Rey Mysterio face Brock in a squash, pointless, and then they did something else with Bray. Was it Goldberg? Imagine Pete Dunne running, cashing in on Rollins, and we get Rollins versus Pete Dunne. Yeah, well, yeah, it'd be a good match. I think Pete Dunne will be over in London just because he's a UK guy. And he actually does have a big following in London because of Progress Wrestling. British Strong Style, of course, and NXT UK. So yeah, he would get a big pop, 100%. And Pete Dunne won that poll by 100% of the vote as well. So Shotzi, who wins? Shotzi, who's she up against? I actually don't know who she's up against. I'm going to have to wait for it to come back on. Unless someone wants to quickly tell me. Choking on Red Bull. There's Pete Dunne. Who's this, Lashley or Bray? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bray wasn't even in the draft. I wonder what's happened. Well, I've heard a few rumors. I won't say anything because I don't want to discuss a guy's health and what medical history or anything. But I have heard a couple of rumors as to some are more reliable than others as to what it is. But it's my understanding that it is a health issue. He's just getting better. And I think SummerSlam is when people are saying he'll be back. It could be wrong, might not be, but that's what I'm hearing. Io Sky, here we go, of course. I hope he comes back soon. The genius of the sky. Oh, see, I love a Jaeger bomb, Norma. Me in my 20s had a lot of them. Oh, no, they're great going down. It's a match made in heaven. Although in the north of England, if you have a Jaeger bomb with Red Bull, in certain places, they look at you funny because another version of the Jaeger bomb is you have it with beer. So you have a load of beer, and then you put the Jägermeister in the beer, and you neck that. That's like the hardcore version. But for me, the whole point of a Jaeger bomb is to get a buzz, is to like the caffeine and the alcohol together. So you'd never catch me doing it with beer. I love Red Bull, I love Jägermeister, I love beer, but separately. Although no, I don't mind a Jaeger bomb. I think the last Jaeger bomb I had was in December at a wedding, at my friend's wedding. I only had the one. I'm sorry I keep sniffing. I'm not very well. I can't keep going to get tissue because I'll be up and down like a toilet seat. Oh no, that Bum Corbin thing was crap. It went on too long. I like McAfee, but it was such a pandery chant. See, when they do that spot, why did Shotzi just not let go? It's such a kayfabe breaking spot. Oh my God. Io Sky just landed on a coccyx, which is the bottom of your spine, your tailbone, if in case anybody thinks I said something else. Yeah. Poor Corbin was the best thing Corbin has ever done. See, I don't agree. I actually think I liked, there was a certain period of time for Corbin that I really liked. And it was, he was the lone wolf, but he'd just become the constable and he was still a danger. He was still a badass and he hadn't yet become a joke. You know, he hadn't yet become a comedy villain. He was still an actual threat. You know, I like that era of Corbin. That's been my favourite. Where he's at. There was a time in a Royal Rumble where he was he eliminated Braun Strowman, and he looked and they were like, you know, what does it take to eliminate this guy? I think it takes a lone wolf, and it was good, and it made Corbin look quite, you know, dominant. And then we just saw him endlessly leading that mismatched stable of heels who are now all baby faces. Um, But yeah, that was my favourite era of Baron Corbin. I've not really been a fan of anything they've done with him since then at all. Oh my God, Shotzi landed on a tailbone as well. Yeah, but that's because the audience will chant anything, won't they? Anything derogatory, like they were chanting tiny, they'll still chant tiny balls because they're there and you're in the moment. And it's probably all right if you're in the live crowd, but if you're watching it on TV, it's like, ugh. It was funny seeing Baron Corbin walk around and ask people for money and then like manage to insult them as he did. That was quite funny. I did like that. Bayley helped Io win. Yeah, see, his Austin Theory, superb. I liked the idea of Bayley messing it up for her, but yeah, maybe they're going another way. Question, Sam. Are you watching the Xbox Showcase on Sunday? Yeah, I will. I think I'll just watch it passively. I'll be watching it because it's not E3 at the moment. It's E3, but not E3. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of watching game shows and trailers and stuff. It's been quite cool. It's been quite exciting. I loved Sony's the other day. I watched the other one, the showcase the other day that they did. I'm watching them all, to be fair, but I'm not as into it as I would be if it was proper E3. But it's still a great time of year to be a gamer, isn't it? When they put all these showcases out. But I watched the Xbox one because there's a lot of things I'm excited to see, and I hope they go with. Like, it'd be nice to see some Starfield, wouldn't it? You know, or something like that. But because I'm not working, I'm working Monday morning as well. So I imagine I'll be helping out the guys. Summer Game Fest, that was the one. I imagine I'll be helping all the guys put stuff together. But the US team will probably get a lot of it done Sunday night, and the Australian team will probably pick up the slack. Yeah, I'm excited for Fable. Yeah, I'd love to see Fable come back. That'd be awesome. Yeah, because I feel like, but can we do Fable without Peter Molyneux, or is he involved or not? I don't know. Fable's a game, Wang. It's an RPG game that Michael and I are big fans of. Because we were meant to be getting Fable Legends, weren't we? Did that get canned? I can't remember. But we've been waiting for Fable 4 since I hadn't even moved out when we last got a Fable game. And I moved out, I was like 22 when I moved out. Fable is definitely a game, Juan. I've played them all. It definitely exists. There's been 3 of them, micro Xbox games. What stream are you and Dom doing tomorrow? We are doing a review of Impact's, what's it called? Against All Odds show, which I'm yet to watch because I believe it's happening right now. but I'll watch that tomorrow. It'll probably only be like an hour stream, maybe an hour and a half. We'll see. Won't be a big one, but yeah, we'll because we feel like we need to give Impact some love. Io thinks she won on her own. Well, there's the duplicity. Yeah. And then she discovers Bayley helped her. Yeah. So are we right in thinking Io wants to win on her own, or is she happy? Is she happy doing it the Healy way? Because she was a heel a little while ago. But they have been a little bit more babyface with her recently, haven't they? I wouldn't hear anything about Elder Scrolls. I wouldn't hold your breath for that one, mate. I think that'd be a massive deal if they told us something about Elder Scrolls. I find that one unlikely. I think they'd probably rather focus their efforts on Starfield for now. I don't think we're going to see a sniff of Elder Scrolls until they're done with Starfield. If I was a betting man. Love to watch the AEW that, but AEW pay-per-views are overpriced. Yeah, I know what you mean. How much? I think they're a bit. I think I paid 20 British pounds for Double or Nothing. I think I could be wrong. We have our like a joint Gimme a Hold the Air account that we often all use, but we didn't get it on that one this time. So that means I had to pay for it. Which is okay because it's fair enough. It was but I've forgotten Backlash, Misfit. I've slept, bumped my head, and been drunk since then. So I don't remember anything from Backlash. Especially this time of night. Again, it's 2:30 it's 25 to 3 in the morning here. And this guy has been working, has been to the gym, walked his dog, done a day's work, and is now doing this. Walked his dog 3 times, actually. Dogs. So it's $49.99 on Fight for you guys. Hang on, I'm just going to see how much it is on the UK Fight app. Oh, hello to Jack, who I've got a message from on WhatsApp. Doesn't come and join me on the SmackDown streams anymore. Joins Dan and Ant, doesn't join me. Jack, if you're watching. He'll see it back, I imagine. Oh, I've got a message from Misfit. Hi, Misfit, from an hour ago. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was checking Fight, wasn't I? See, I'm missing Roman Reigns on this episode of SmackDown. Right, so Double or Nothing. How much did I pay? Am I logged in as me? Am I logged in as Gimme All, yeah? Oh, no, that's the bundle. Right, so the bundle, Normar, to get AEW 4 pay-per-views, Double or Nothing, Forbidden Door, All Out, and Full Gear. Interesting that they haven't got All In on there. Is $69.99 for all of them together, which is pretty good value, I think. But to buy Double or Nothing individually is 20 quid. So I'll put that there so you can see it. So they are really screwing. But in American dollars, that's about, these days, roughly about $28. So you guys are still getting screwed over. I think for some reason we're getting it a bit cheaper. Don't know why that is. Which is weird because normally we get screwed over in the UK. So like they release a game in the United States for like $49. We'll have to pay £49, which is about like 60 something dollars. Or, you know. So we usually get screwed over. So it's on this occasion, the fact that we're not is actually quite cool. I'm sorry, mate. I will say though, beer was a lot cheaper in the United States when I was over there. That was refreshing in more ways than one. Food as well. Like I know you've got a tip. Like you guys like got a tip on like we don't do that in the UK. Like we have service charges and stuff that are sometimes applied, but you can opt out of them. Like we don't have a tipping culture. Like when we walked into Denny's, the guy said to us, "We're only serving people who agree to a 10% tip." And like that for us is just completely unheard of. It's like, wait, what? Like in the UK, tax is all included. The tip is usually included or not. And you can just choose to leave the tip if you want to. It's not expected. It's nice of you to do so, but you only do it like you only tip in the UK if you've had like exceptional service. If someone's gone above and beyond, and you've got and you want to do something nice for them. Like me and my wife went for a steak a couple of weeks ago, and the person who served us was so attentive, was so good at what they did. We wanted to tip them just because to say thank you, but I wouldn't do that just at a bar getting a pint of beer because all you've done is pull a pint. That's your job. You know what I mean? But I'm not. Why would I tip you? I'm not tipping you for that. What you've done is incredibly basic. So yeah, like I remember in SoFi Stadium, I got me and Dan Hargreaves some Stone Cold Steve Austin beers, and it was like $60 because it was so overpriced. They're all like I got some chips and some beers, $60. Couldn't believe it, and they wanted a tip. I was like, all you've done is press a couple of buttons. Like you sit anyway. I think it's a culture thing. Oh, so you guys are talking American football over my head. Can I get the last vote, please? You can, mate. I'll do it now. Ooh, 50% for that Shotzi one. So who wins? So this is Austin Theory, isn't it, versus Jay? I'm an idiot. I've just typed in who wins. What a fool. Austin Theory. So isn't it? There we go. Who wins? What handsome devil said that? Probably am. I'm joking, it was me. Oh, Sky wins. Give me a whole yeah. Isn't that the last match? Or am I going mad? Well, Kevin Owens just goes to the guy who watches the show. Yeah, but it's stupid, isn't it? How like the joke is they all do stuff and like they apparently none of them actually watch it on TV. Yeah, I'm interested to see. If he does because that's it'll be an interesting decision. Misfit is very much Team Io. Io is most over woman in the ladder match, yeah, and that includes Becky being in the match. Oh, I don't know. I still think Bex is pretty over. Oh God, no, not next week. I'm into it so far. They'll be overbooked though, won't it? I think we all know that. Roman Reigns returns, good, with his shiny new belt. which now carries the heritage of the WWE Championship, which obviously goes back about 50 years, maybe more, and the Universal Championship, which always felt a little bit cursed. Scarlet Wrestling, yeah, because we forget, don't we, that Scarlet Bordeaux can actually go and quite well. Although a gimmick in Impact was she was just this attractive woman who didn't wrestle. That was her gimmick. And then she beat up Disco Inferno, which, is going to get over with me any day of the week. Please, Hunter, protect your girl and have her beat Charlotte. Well, Misfit, I have it on good authority that he absolutely watches this every week. Could you imagine? Dan Reed watches, though. He's a booker for Riot Girls of Wrestling. Oh, I'm fairly confident he watches Ant more than me. She is Wang next week. They just advertised it. She'll be in a mixed tag match with her husband and AJ and Mia Yim. So that'd be cool. I'm actually really looking forward to that. Jay about to get a pin and win, and Solo interferes. Roman's orders. Yeah, I think it has to be, doesn't it? Because I feel like they didn't get Austin Theory to go over John Cena at WrestleMania to end this here. I think whatever happens to Theory needs to get a serious comeuppance. And this isn't it, because Jay hasn't quite cemented his face turn yet, has he? He's getting there, though. I like the Usos as baby faces as well. It's broken my heart seeing them as heels, but this Bloodline story has been so cool. But the thing I've been cheering all the way through this Bloodline story is Jey Uso turning on Roman. Oh, he's doing the We the Ones thing with gusto. Unhinged KO. It's hilarious. Yeah. I'm agreed. I love KO getting angry and screaming at people only for Sammy to calm him down. The intense Kevin Owens is my favorite Kevin Owens. I like your booking though, Norma. I like your booking. I like the idea of Jay's the better man, but the bloodline interfere. Bloodline. There is no bloodline. Roman Reigns and Solo interfere. Yeah, they're going to punish him for that, are they? Yeah, but basically all they're doing though there is pushing Jay into the arms of his brother and away from Roman. And Jay's the one more than Jimmy who Jimmy came back from injury after getting choked out by Roman. He was not quick. He was still furious at Roman when he came back. He didn't sign up to the bloodline straight away. He took a bit of convincing. They're doing the Asuka versus Charlotte match the night before Money in the Bank. Wow, so I'll be there in person because I'll be at that SmackDown. So that'll be interesting. I want Jay to win, but I wouldn't mind Theory winning. Yeah. I think that's what they want you to do, isn't it? They want us to root for Jay here. Obviously, Theory is the bad guy in this match, 100%. But yeah, I don't think they're ready for Theory's title reign to end just yet. And I think it makes a lot more sense for Solo to cost him or Paul Heyman to do something. I was thinking that, but I then kind of thought to myself, would it make Roman insecure? Is that enough of a reason to do it? But I still think your original booking is what they're doing. Asuka versus Charlotte in London is a terrible idea. Yeah, we are well, I'm not from London, but the UK is a very smarky audience, and we are vociferous in our chants and what we shout and stuff. We're a very rowdy crowd. So I think you might be right there. Yeah, and the UK is quite pro Asuka. Although Charlotte's got a lot of fans as well, but we're a nation of contrarians. Believe that. Oh yeah, if Asuka loses the belt after just winning it, yeah, they are going to be angry. And again, no disrespect to Charlotte, but especially if they take it off her and put it on Charlotte again, that's going to get a lot of heat. They could lean into it and make Charlotte a heel. It's the only way. Like, they better not do that. Have Asuka, yeah, but they want Asuka to be a heel, don't they? She could cheat to win. Maybe. Spit. Yeah, that's what she'll do. Yeah, I think the UK crowd is gonna sing that. You know, we are the country of football hooliganism, so we are gonna sing that forever. Are you doing AEW and Impact Collision pay-per-view live? Well, Collision is just a TV episode of AEW for their new show. We don't know. We haven't got a plan in place for Collision as of yet. Impact is happening right now, so we're not doing that. But we are doing a review for Impact's monthly special tomorrow night, so that'd be cool. I need Asuka to win clean and move on from Charlotte. Yeah, but she's not gonna. She's gonna spit Mister. You know, they're not gonna. They're not. There's no way they're gonna give Asuka a clean win over Charlotte Flair. Of course not, because she's the heel. She has to cheat to win. Their gimmick is spitting mist, and they'll need to protect Charlotte. They're not like. I'd be amazed if they let Charlotte win clean or Asuka win clean. Charlotte's getting misted. 100%. Roman Reigns forces Jey Uso to kick Jimmy Uso in his face. But Jey doesn't want to. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're not done with that. Huang, I think Norma doesn't mind who wins. I think he has made that clear. He was just fantasy booking what he believes is most likely to happen, which is the Usos into what Solo Sikoa interferes on behalf of Roman Reigns to punish Jey for not kicking Jimmy last week, furthering the Bloodline division story. Norma isn't saying he wants Theory to win; he doesn't mind either way. But I want Austin Theory to win because I think Theory's not ready to lose that title, and I think anything that furthers the Bloodline story is what we want. I need Triple H on purpose to shred Vince's plans and act like it was an accident. Yeah, oh, yeah, if he can do that every week. Oh, sorry, Vince, I don't know where it went, Dad. Saying dad in the context of a father-in-law, of course. Yeah, I want Jey to lose because of interference, yeah. Well, because that's the logical storytelling to do here. And with Theory being the de facto heel in this match, not Jey. Him taking that win. Oh my God, if that, KO and Sammy is to do DIY at SummerSlam, I'd love that. But here's the thing, like, does it all make everything that happened in NXT for nothing? I know NXT doesn't always count on the main roster, but someone's interfering, I think. Oh no, they were just standing up because he's doing a high spot. Oh, Pretty Deadly are interfering. Of course they can't, Huang. It's happening in front of us right now. And Solo Sikoa is attacking Jimmy Uso. Not Jay, he's attacking Jimmy. And Jay is stopping Solo from attacking their brother. Oh, Jimmy accidentally hit Jay and is now beating the ever-loving snot out of his younger brother. And Austin Theory wins by chicanery. Well, they went round the houses a little bit with that finish, but we called it, didn't we, guys? Theory retains. The bloodline drama continues. It's what we wanted. Didn't anticipate Pretty Deadly getting involved, though. It's going to be the Usos versus Roman and Solo at Money in the Bank. Oh, baby. I kind of liked it. When they did Pretty Deadly, though, I thought that was it, because they don't normally. It was a little bit overbooked, wasn't it? They don't normally go that complicated. It's like AEW, everybody gets involved with everybody. Roman and Jay versus SummerSlam. I am into it. Yeah, so if they do Jimmy, if they do Jimmy versus Jay for a little bit, I think they need to do Jimmy versus Roman, and Roman to absolutely destroy Jimmy as well, and then Jay to get involved. No, it doesn't need to be the main event, but it could be. Certainly doesn't need to be, but it's Roman, isn't it? And Roman's their MVP. I think your stream's a little bit behind ours, Juan, because we're just seeing the after effects of all of this. Jimmy and Jay are in the ring now together. Solo and Paul Heyman are staring on. Jay's not happy with Jimmy. Don't quite get the point of Pretty Deadly getting involved. Yeah, me too. I think they're just getting them on TV, aren't they? They don't want the audience to forget about them. I think is the only purpose there. But yeah, Pretty Deadly being involved made it feel overbooked. Oh, Jay's pushing Jimmy away. Let him cool off, Jimmy. Night, Michael. I'll be off in a minute, mate, as well. Cody versus Brock ahead is going to be a Texas Bull Rope match at SummerSlam. Oh, I hate those matches. I like seeing Brock and Cody wrestle, though. Jimmy. The bloodline is well and truly fractured and probably never repairing. And I never bought a t-shirt. Don't you hate that when you buy a t-shirt and then like they break up the stable a week later? So there you go, a mixed tag match with Scarlett. That'll be cool. Yeah, Heyman grinning like a Cheshire cat. It makes no sense, though, for him to do that. I know he's doing what Roman Reigns wants, but all they're doing is putting Roman on his own, where and if Roman didn't have interference, especially from Solo, and sometimes from the Usos, he would have lost that title long ago. With a Solo, McIntyre would have had him in Cardiff. Cody certainly would have had him at WrestleMania. See, blood doesn't really do much for me in wrestling. It does sometimes. It can make a match look more special, like more intense sometimes, but it's never something I crave. Although, and these bull rope match things don't do much for me either, really. But in recent years, I've really gone off hardcore wrestling. I feel like it's a bit overdone. I think we should do our roundup. So, guys, if you want to give me your best match of the night, grade out of 10 for the show, and performer of the night, I think I'm going to go with. I'm trying to remember the whole show. I'm so tired. I'm going to go with Jey Uso, because I feel like it was a great match. Him and Theory, they both look like stars, and the finish was a bit overbooked, but I like where they're going with the story. I think it's so much fun. I'm going to give the grade 8 out of 10. It wasn't a brilliant, stonkingly brilliant episode, but it wasn't a bad one. I couldn't give it any less than that because it was good. A match of the night I'll give to the main events because I was excited to see it. What do you guys think? Keen to know. And just to make sure Ant doesn't tell me off, because he might do, let's just make sure we discuss the memberships as well. I know I'm incredibly tired, but let's quickly do that. So, in our tiers, let me just make sure I get them right. So here we are. So in our basic tiers, we have Dex Baker, Eve Riot Girls of Wrestling. In our hardcore Hulkamaniacs, we don't have anybody. We used to have somebody. Unless these are just out of date, which they could be. And we have Sassy here. I think these are out of date, actually, because I think Mark is in one of them. And maybe somebody else. Okay, Huang, thanks for joining us. I got to sleep. Thank you for letting me chat with you guys, and have a nice weekend tomorrow. Night. And yourself. We'll be back tomorrow. Meet Dom and I. That'll be cool. Only for a quick one, though, I believe. Nice twist, having Jimmy kick Jey. Yeah, no, that's why I'm kind of into it, because I like that. I like, that. I thought that seems so obvious now, but it wasn't obvious at the time. We all knew Solo was getting involved, didn't we? But we didn't see that happening, because I think we've always taken it for granted that the Usos are the United Front. It doesn't. It makes sense to have a little bit of a fight out of them. A little bit of tension. And I think pretty much everybody's signing off because it's getting late, so I appreciate that. I'm going to do the same, guys. So, thank you for joining me tonight and keeping me company. It's actually flown by. I thought tonight might be a bit of a long night. It's actually been quite nice, and it's been quite chilled out, hasn't it? So Andy and Dom and Kinney, you missed out, guys. It was good tonight. So I'm going to say thank you for joining me. If you want to read some of our interviews, so what the Gimme the Whole Year personalities are doing, go and check out WrestleSphere. Wearing the hoodie, never taking it off. Yeah. And I'll see you tomorrow night. I believe, I forget what time because I'm exhausted. But Dom and I will be reviewing Impact's show tonight. I'll watch that tomorrow, and we'll have a good discussion about that. And I believe Dan will be back with you on Monday for Raw. And then hopefully Anthony will be back this week for AEW Dynamite as well. So, right, okay, guys, thanks for joining me, and peace out. Let's get an outro, and who we're going to get. Who shall we have? See, I like to have WWE guys for WWE shows and AEW guys for AEW shows. So we will have this person. Who's it going to be?
This is the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. Well, hello and welcome to Give Me a Oh Yeah. I hope everyone there, right there in Yorkshire, is having a nice day. Bang, bang. Have a nice day. Yeah.